Find a comfortable seat on your mat. You can be crisscross with your legs out to a wide V, one leg, whatever feels good to you. I love to have my hips slightly elevated. I think it just helps with getting the pelvis more in neutral. If you don't have that today, that's fine. If you have blocks or things that make you and help you to feel supported, please have those things. First and foremost, this class and being able to move your body is about listening, observing without judgment or criticism or harshness, and then taking all of those things that we receive and really swaddling them in love and grace and seeing what happens next. So it's not about how hard can you do it or how many props or assists you use. This is about listening to what's happening inside of your body right now. So as you find yourself in this seated position, start to breathe. Breath is in and out through your nose as much as possible. And if it's not possible today, that's fine. Take some breaths through your mouth. But we are retraining every system inside of us to come back to this homeostasis state of like working in harmony and the way that it's supposed to. As you move and as you breathe and as you become more and more conscious of this moment, allow that consciousness to include how you're feeling. And sometimes those feelings can be very harsh. And sometimes we don't even notice the harshness. Sometimes that soft side is asking for more care. And oftentimes we've just ignored that. So it's hard to hear that ask for more care. Let yourself be and feel and move and breathe exactly as you are as we progress through each moment, because that always changes. Bring your hands either to prayer position or one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and settle in here to this acknowledgement that we are only and absolutely human, and that you are here and have made the choice to be here. I thank you in advance for that. Place an intention for your practice. Bow your head to seal your intention. Take a really reverent moment here to acknowledge the depth of what you're doing, and then just release. Sit up tall. Feel your sits bones rooted down. Lengthen your spine, reach up through your heart, lengthen your neck, and reach out through the crown of your head. Spend some time here getting into your neutral spine position. And if the position that you have of your legs or your hips are making the neutral spine feel cramped or like tight, adjust your legs to give your hips more room so that the pelvis can find more neutral, so that your spine can find more neutral, right? It's all of these just building blocks that we start from the bottom up. Take your left arm, reach it up, and exhale, reach over towards the right. Grab the outside of your right thigh, inside, wherever you're going to reach, and then just sits bones stay down, pelvis stays neutral. This is a very, very easy, gentle twist. You don't even have to look over your right shoulder. Notice where else you feel the body responding to what you're doing, and keep your hips level. We're going to focus today on taking the time to pay attention, really dropping into that attention and noticing the physical things, but also emotional things, energetic things, your thoughts. Come back through center. Take your left shoulder, roll it up, back and around. Nice. Good. Come back through center. Reset your neutral spine. Take your right arm up. On your exhale, rotate. Reach to the outside of your left leg. Right, that just gives you a little bit of support. Keep reaching up through your heart and gentle twist. Be gentle. Be very nice here, right? Yeah, you could absolutely take your left hand behind you for a little more support. Sandy, I saw how you wanted to do that. You can do that. That's fine. You guys, this is your practice, right? I just give suggestions. You really have to pay attention to what's happening inside your own body. If you feel like something might feel good, try it out. See what happens. Notice that your hips are grounded. Come back through center. Take your right shoulder, lift it up and back. You might observe differences from the left to the right side. All of it is totally fine. Come through center, squared shoulders, squared hips. Reach your arms forward, interlace your fingers, and then rotate your palms to face me or towards the camera. And then stretch through the palms of your hands. Now, as you stretch through the palms of your hands, reach your shoulder blades back onto your back body, right? So you're feeling now potentially a stretch down your shoulders or across your shoulders and down your arms. Really nice. So push forward with your hands, draw back with your shoulder blades, reach up through your heart. See how that changes. Good. Option here, bring your chin down to your chest. Keep pushing forward. Arms are really active here. Bring your shoulder blades wide, reach up through your heart and breathe. Bring your gaze back up. Now reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Shoulders will lift here. Shoulder blades on the back body will lift up. And then if it feels good to you, you can side bend a little bit without moving your hips. So keep your pelvis rooted in neutral, keep your sits bones down, and then just allow the side waist to lift up and over. Keep reaching your palms up and take your time here. If as you move from one side, you get into one side and you're like, oh, I'd like to stay in the stretch here for a moment, stay, breathe. Really nice, you guys. Really good. Do one more time each side. And then when you're back through center, release arms down, roll both shoulders up and back. Settle yourself back into neutral and pause here. Find your breath. So we find even inhales and exhales, maybe slightly longer on the exhales if that feels accessible to you today. And then I want you to notice kind of some vibration or energy, if you feel it at all. And if you feel it, where you feel it, how much room does it take up? Allow yourself to be here. This act of slowing down, we've talked about this for so long, so many years, literally. Like the ability to slow down is a hard practice. And it is probably one of the most important things we need to be practicing consistently. So here we are with a space that is meant for slowing down. As you were doing that reach up and over, did you feel like the side waist up into the side ribs or down from the ribs to the hip? Did they feel really tight? So we're paying attention, right? Bring your legs out in front of you. So knees are bent, feet to the ground, and take your hands to the outside of your knees or your shins. And from here, we'll start to move into your modified cat-cow, right? So open up your knees, arch through the spine, gaze goes up. And then as you exhale, knees come back to hips distance, round way back, tip your hips back, almost like you would fall back if you weren't holding onto your shins. And then you do this following your breath. So you inhale, arch, exhale, round. Yep. Really nice. So the thing to remember is that we are still very much at the beginning of your practice. So again, be gentle with the way in which you're asking your body to move. And if the kind of racing part of the competitive part of your brain wants to move more or deeper, just be like, we can do that in a minute, right? Instead, right now, just let yourself start to open up. As you move here, where do you feel your body stretching? Where do you feel your body giving and flexing? Do one more. And then you come back through center. Legs can go any way you like, anywhere you like. Find your seated sits bones again, your neutral spine. Reach your left arm up. Inhale as you reach. Keep your left sits bone and hip down. Exhale, stretch up and over to the side. So right hand can come down onto the ground, far away, closer, whatever feels good to you. Reach through your left fingers and down through your left hip. There are lots of options here in what you do with your neck and your gaze. You can stay looking straight forward. If it feels good to you, you can take your gaze up towards your left fingers. Try both and see what works. Good. Be engaged in your stretch. Be engaged in this posture. So you're not just hanging out here, right? You're feeling the right or the left hip pushing down and your left arms reaching up. Notice where you're breathing. A few more breaths here. You could also look down at your right fingers. This is your last exhale. On your next inhale, lift your torso up. And then exhale, left arm down, roll your shoulders. Good. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, stretch up and over, root down through your right hip. Stretch up and over, really opening up through the side waist. This is going to give you more space to breathe, right? As we open up and release some of the tightness that happens in and around our ribs, we have more space then to breathe. Try out your gaze variations. So either up to the fingertips, looking straight forward or down. If you feel like your hip is lifting up, just come back up a little bit. Don't go quite as deep into the side bend and really push through the right hip and then reach up and out of the hip. Really nice adjustments. Yeah, that's awesome, Sandy. Nice, Deborah. Breathe, soften through your jaw. A few more breaths here. Really push down and reach out. Good, Allie. Last exhale here. Root through your sits bones. Inhale, lift your torso. Exhale, right hand down. And then you move your shoulders, move your neck. Good. So from here, keep your sits bones grounded and then start to take your torso in a big circle to the side, forward, and opposite side. Back as much as feels comfortable for you. Your knees might lift a little here. That's okay. Think of this as a massage for your internal organs. It's also helping to release some of this tightness that we get in and around our hips. Switch directions. Good, last time. Nice, Julianne. Come back through to center. Sit up tall, shake your hands out, side to side and front to back. Then we're come forward into your tabletop position. Place your hands underneath your shoulders with your knees underneath your hips. Move your hips slightly side to side. If it feels good to you, you can start to cycle through some cat-cows here, feeling the full rhythmic wave of your spine. As you do this cat-cow, feel free. Move your shoulders, move your hips. This is really just about you finding some space and also exploring where other places in your body feel maybe tight or constricted. So much of this is about listening to your own self, and we just aren't taught to do that necessarily. and or given permission to do that. I know in my own yoga practice, when I started yoga teacher training, the teachers would be like, oh, just move. And I was like, but I don't know what to do, right? I felt like if I didn't have a plan, it wasn't good enough. And at this point, exactly what you're doing right now is exactly what you should be doing. As long as you are paying attention and breathing and getting dog kisses when they come over or whatever, like just be here and do this. Do a few more breaths. Good. Come back through to center. Here you have the option to rotate your fingers back towards your knees just for a stretch through the palms and into your wrists. Don't be overly concerned or competitive if your fingers don't reach back. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just where your body is. Good. Come back through center. Fingers face forward, preparing for your first downward facing dog. So set into your hand foundation, fingertips and knuckle pads. Curl your toes under, lift your knees up, shift your torso back, and then lift your hips. Keep your knees as soft as you need to. Heels can stay high. Move your head side to side, up and down. Good. Really push down and forward into your hand foundation. And as you push into your mat, lift your hips higher. Take one more breath here. And then on your exhale, knees down. Keep your toes curled under. Have a seat back onto your heels for the stretch through your feet and into your toes. And then you can shake your hands out here if it feels good to you. Come back into tabletop. So keep your spine in neutral. Step your left foot forward and to the outside of your left hand. So it's way out to the side. And if you need more room, you take your leg wider, right? And from this flat left foot, take your knee slightly forward and slightly back. So we're just working into some hip opening. And with your foot out to the side or out to the angle, you have more accessibility, more space, and hopefully more range of motion. Yeah, awesome. Yes, really good. Yeah, so some of you are kind of just naturally, as you're moving, the knee even goes out further to the left. Totally fine. You see if you can come out onto the outer edge of your heel. That's it, Deb. Yeah, none of it's right or wrong. Just play around with it. Watch that you're not trying to go all the way down or some sort of like competitive nature inside. Good. Come back through to center. Bring your foot and your knee back. And then take your right foot out to the side. Each side of your body, as you know, or maybe need reminded, is different all of the time. So don't immediately assume that what you were doing on the first side should be the same as this side. Take your time and observe. Pay attention. Breathe into it. Notice where your thoughts are going or leading right now. And also what feelings are arising for you as you slow down and take the time to listen and move with intention. Good. Exhale, release. Bring your foot back. So you're back into your tabletop position and you can move around here any way that feels good. Hips side to side, shoulders side to side, child's pose, down dog, anything that feels good. Good. Take a couple more breaths here in this place. Let's meet back at tabletop position. Curl your toes under, lift up and back, exhale into your downward facing dog. Lift your hips high, widen across your shoulder blades. Place a little more weight into the left foot and leg and see how that stretch travels up the outside of your left side. And then switch to the right. Come back through to center. Walk your hands and feet towards one another. Find yourself in Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Establish your foot foundation here. So say hi, little toes. Let your feet wake up. Push across the balls of your feet, big toe mound to pinky toe mound, inner and outer heels. This helps to activate the muscles in your feet. Also helps to lift up the arches in your feet. And then as you push down into your foot foundation, lift your torso up halfway or neutral spine. Let your arms dangle in front of you. And before you even start moving, pay attention, like nail your feet down. You might start to feel some information coming from your hamstrings. Reach your heart forward, hips back, and then start to shake your shoulders out. Only the shoulders move. That's it. So if you can, nice, Sandy. If you can envision your shoulder blades on your back body, Julianne, place a little more weight into the balls of your feet. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Deborah, heart forward just a little bit, tailbone back. There you go. Very nice. Awesome, Allie. So if you can envision picking the shoulder blades on your back body just up and then just letting them kind of fall. 2 more breaths here. Exhale, release. Take your hands, interlace your hands or just grab your fingers behind your hips. Push into your feet. Squeeze energy up through your legs. Draw your navel in and lift your torso up to neutral spine. Hands behind your hips here. Reach up through your heart, out through the crown of your head. Take your gaze over your left shoulder. Keep shoulders and hips facing forward. Notice your breath. Feel your vibration. Bring gaze back through center and then look over your right shoulder. Come back through center. Release your arms, shake them out. Take one hand to the belly, one hand to your heart. Close your eyes and tune back into your breath. So if you lost some of that breath awareness, bring it back right here, right now. Find your feet ground into the earth. Feel balanced across your foot foundation, strong and rooted here. Feel yourself connected to the earth, connected to each other and the energy that we share as we practice together. Take one more breath. And exhale, release. Start to shake it out. Stomp your feet, move your hips, move your shoulders, move your arms, move your head. Any way that feels good to you to move that way. You could do like really big, hard stomps into the floor or your mat. Just move. So in the wild, when a deer is getting chased and then it doesn't actually get caught and eaten by the lion, it gets up and you see it shake itself off. That's the letting go of stress. This is what you're doing right now. Come back through center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Interlace your hands. Pointer fingers can go up or all the way laced, whatever feels good to you. Reach up through your arms and then draw your shoulder blades wide and then side bend. Up and over. Up and over. The part of the lateral bend is from your hip bone up, not from your hips down. So from your hips down, you're staying facing towards the camera, full neutral pelvis, super strong legs, and really grounded feet. So the exact same move here as what we did when we were seated. You may find that you have more space to move. If that's you, great. If it's not you, totally great. Move within your limits today, right now in this moment. Do one more time each side. Come back through to center and then bend your arms to cactus arms, palms face forward, super strong arms, right? Pull your ribs in, belly pulls in, and your hips down. Stay in this strong, like sturdy mountain pose. Start to rotate your upper body from side to side. Try not to move your hips. And if you're unsure, you could take one hand to your hip, right? And just feel like you'll notice if it's moving. Also, just decrease your range of motion. So you don't have to do a huge range of motion here. Your gaze can go anywhere that feels good to you. It's fine if you have a little give in your knees. You just don't want a lot of movement in through the pelvis. This rotation is meant to stimulate some movement, some chi, some energy in and around your ribs. Again, thinking about how we can expand and make room for more breath. Do one more each side. Come back through to center. Pause. Reach your palms to face forward. Stand up tall. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you, but drop in. Check in with things like your foot foundation, like what your knees are doing, how the muscles in your thighs are engaging and pulling your kneecaps up. Notice what your glutes are doing, what your pelvis is doing. Notice how your abdominal area feels. Lengthen your side waist. Breathe space into your breath, into your ribs. Observe your shoulders all the way down into your fingers. Notice your back body and how it holds you in this neutral spine. Observe your neck. See if you can get a little longer by reaching out through the crown of your head. Check in with the front part of your head, so into your face. Soften into your forehead. Relax through your jaw. In this moment right now, you are here, safe, comforted, and supported by this collective energy and within this collective space. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release. Step into your wide straddle. So all your toes point forward. Your anatomically correct wide straddle is the one where when you lift your arms up to table to shoulder height, wrists and ankles are kind of lined up with each other. If that feels too wide for you today or too narrow for you today, adjust accordingly. Just make sure all your toes are pointing forward. Your foot foundation is secure. From here, hinge at your hips. We're going to do this a few times just to get into that hip mobility. So neutral spine, you hinge at your hips, and then you lift back up. Keep neutral the entire time. If you're unsure of where the hinge happens, you can take your hands to your hips to feel where the crease happens. And then see and feel in your body that your feet stay grounded and that your legs stay strong. Good. This is the last one. You're going to hold at your hinged position of neutral spine. Take your arms out to the side, this time palms face down, and reach heart forward, hips back. So super engaged, potentially big heat building asana or posture here. Stay engaged and active. Make sure your wrists are in line with your shoulders. So bring your arms forward a little bit, Sandy. Now hinge down. There you go. Yep, awesome. Really nice step. Take one more breath here. Ground into your feet. On your exhale, fold down, round your spine, let your hands come down towards your mat. And you can move your head side to side. Gently start to sway your torso side to side, not a big movement. Super caring and nice. Take your hands to your hips and then round your torso back up to neutral spine. You're going to stay here with this wide straddle. Bend your left knee. So try to keep your torso upright. Bend your left knee. There's a little bit of a hinge that happens, but I don't want you to lean towards the left, right? Correct? Bend your left knee. You can place your hand onto your left thigh for some support if that feels good to you. Hips are back and your spine is neutral here. Really push down into both feet. You want to feel inner and outer thighs working to different degrees on each leg. And then push into your left foot to straighten your left leg and then bend your right. Again, keeping your torso as midline focused as possible. Really good. And then you straighten through your right, lift your torso up, hop, step, or jump your feet back to hips with distance, move your hips side to side. If you have spent a lot of time in a chair today, or if that's what you normally do for your job, these opening wider hip stances can, give you lots of feelings. So this feet back to hips distance just gives you a little bit of a reset. Come back into your wide straddle. Do it again. Bend your left knee. For as much as is possible, you're looking at keeping your right knee kind of over the right ankle, but you really have to nail down into your foot foundation so that the foot doesn't go wonky for you. And then you straighten through the right, bend into the left, or whichever side you're doing. I think I just mixed them up. Now you have some options here for the next few breaths. You can do these kind of side skater moves in a little faster tempo if that's what you feel like you need. Now feel, not just assume. Or you can hold the position for a breath. Up to you. You might try a couple as like a single tempo movement and then stay for a hold on each side. So wherever you are and whichever choice that you've made, we're finishing up through this cycle. So just make sure you feel balanced between left and right sides. Come back to two straight legs, lift your torso up, step, hop, or jump your feet, hips with distance. Move your hips, shake it off. Good, so step towards the back of your mat and then place your left foot forward. Come into a high runner's lunge. So you're on the ball of your back foot, right leg is the leg behind you and it's all the way straight. And then you have a deep bend into your front knee. Now your arms can go anywhere that feels good here. Hands down, hands at hips, arms up. Try one, see how it feels in your body. The focus is on your foundation. The focus is on your strength. And then also on your balance and these kind of internal stabilizing muscles holding you really strong and firm. You may start to feel or already feel a stretch down through the right side hip flexors. Totally fine. Also notice where else do you feel whatever it is that you feel. Good, so make sure that your front knee is over the top of your ankle. It's not out to the side. That's it, nice adjustments. And then you are on the ball of your back foot, heel is not down. So this just adds a little more balancing work. There you go, nice adjustments, you guys. So from here, Reach your arms up, straighten through your left leg. Now your right heel will probably come down and hinge forward just a little bit. So we're into this pyramid pose. Both legs long and straight. Breathe your breath in and out through your nose as much as possible. Take one more breath. Lift your torso up. Pivot towards center. Shake it out a little bit if you need to or want to. Breathe. And then just step your feet together. Shake it out. Same thing, opposite side. Step. Right foot forward. Left leg back. Be prepared for the differences that you will hopefully be feeling. Reach through your straight leg behind you. Square your hips. Lengthen your spine. Again, arms can go anywhere that feels good here. The focus is on foundation, on your strength, on finding stability, and also in increasing some heat inside of your body. What happens when we become so like zoned out from paying attention to what's happening inside our body? Sometimes you need to like fire things up a little bit to really feel the thing. Reach your arms up. Straighten through your right leg. Left heel probably comes down to the ground and then hinge. Keep your spine neutral. Push into your feet for more support and stability. That's it, Sandy. Breathe deeper. Breathe more into the space, more into this moment. You got it, Deborah. Push into your back heel. Feel your calf muscles lengthening. Inhale, lift your torso. Pivot. So you're probably not facing the camera anymore. Wide straddle stretch, fold down. Round your shoulders down. And then hips and shoulders can sway side to side very gently. Come through center. Lift your torso up. Hop, step, or jump. Feet to hips with distance. And then you shake it off. As we move into a little bit of a flow, don't make that face, Sandy. Know that your flow is your own, right? So you're going to step to the back of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. This is a flow right here, you guys. Exhale, fold all the way down. Walk your hands forward into your downward facing dog. Draw your belly in. Shift your shoulders on top of your wrists to a plank. You know, the plank. You have the option of lowering down onto the tops of your thighs here, which is a really strong option to take, my personal favorite. Reach, heart forward, bend your elbows down and back. Come all the way down onto your mat. If you came to your knees for your plank, extend your legs out. And keep your hands right where they were. Roll your shoulders back. Pull your belly away from your mat and lift your heart up just a little bit for a tiny little cobra pose. So come all the way down onto your belly. Yep. Reach your elbows towards your heels. Feel your collarbones widen. Draw your belly away from your mat. So you don't want to push into the mat with your stomach. Exhale, lower down. Press yourself back into child's pose. Get your hips towards your heels first, and then lower your torso down. So if today it doesn't feel like you can lower your torso without lifting your butt, then don't lower your torso. Get your hips towards your heels first. Take one more breath. Lift yourself up, come back to your downward facing dog. We're going to do that again. So down dog. Shift forward into plank. Option to come to the tops of your thighs. Exhale, elbows down and back. Come all the way down, chaturanga. Good. Reach elbows towards your heels. Pull your belly away from your mat. Curl your upper back up. Gaze can go up too here, really opening up through the front line of your body. Exhale, lower down. Press back, child's pose. Knees go wide. Get your hips towards your heels. One more breath here. Lift yourself back up. One more time through that flow. So lift up, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Shift forward into your plank. Exhale down, chaturanga. Curl up, bhujangasana, tiny little cobra here, opening up through your heart. Really nice. Exhale, press back into child's pose. In this reflective bringing in posture of child's pose, feel your breath, your energy, your fire. Notice your thoughts. Allow yourself to be right here, right now. And if you are feeling kind of judgy about what you were or were not doing, let it go for this second. Infuse yourself with some love, with lots of grace. Take one more breath here. Come back into a tabletop position. Step your left foot out and to the side. So we've been here, may feel totally different now. And you can shift your knee forward. You can turn your knee out to the side. You have the option here of even straightening through your left leg. So your hips go back and to the right. And just play around with this opening through your hips and into your pelvis. And if you find a spot that feels like a good spot to hold the posture, hold it. Ooh, you could walk your torso over towards the right and get a big left side body opening here. It's part of the fun when you just move for the sake of moving, is that you may find all kinds of new things. Come back through to center. Take your left leg back. Move your hips side to side. Switch sides, step your right foot out into the side. And then just start very nicely finding some movement. Maybe that movement is really small. Maybe it's not at all. If you did that side body stretch on the first side, you should do it here as well. Come back through to center. Take the tops of your feet down onto your mat and have a seat back. If that doesn't feel good on your knees, you can lift yourself up all the way. Shake your hands out side to side. And then hands down, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Find foundation here through your hands and through your feet. Find strength and lengthening through your arms, across your back body, down the backs of your legs. Take your left foot, step it between your hands. Can take you 10 steps to get there, that's fine. And then lift up into your high lunge, arms up. And then lift up and back just a little tiny bit, finding crescent lunge. Take an inhale, stretch. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to your down dog. And then place your right foot between your hands. Ground into your feet, lift your torso. Lots of stabilizing and balance. Arms reach up. Press down into your feet, lift up and back through your heart. Crescent lunge. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, fold down. Step back, down dog. Last down dog here. Take your knees down, tabletop position. Thread the needle, take right arm, reach it up. Thread it under and across. Come onto your right shoulder. You can extend your left arm out to this corner of your mat and really push into your fingertips to accentuate the stretch through your thoracic spine. And then once you feel that big stretch through the middle or in between your shoulder blades, see if you can breathe into that space. Just make it bigger. You have a few more breaths here, really giving the body time to open into a position, and also your energy time to settle into something. And then hopefully our brain to slow down just a little bit. Take one more breath here. Unwind, come back to tabletop. Take your left arm up, open through your chest, and then exhale, thread underneath your right arm, come onto your left shoulder, push into your right fingertips, feel your thoracic spine, the middle of your spine really spreading open. See how much more breath you can take in and spread that breath across your lungs. Like really inflate and get bigger. Notice and observe without judgment or criticism. Allow yourself to be right where you are. Unwind yourself. Come back up and then find a wide straddle position. From here, we're going back into that torso circle and that internal massage. And you can just do like a half circle or full circle, whatever feels good to you. Let your feet stay active here so your toes are spread wide. This helps to just line everything up and also keep the muscles engaged. Back to center. Take your right arm, reach it up. So left hand can do anything you want it to do, but reach up, inhale, keep your hips grounded, and then stretch up and over towards the left leg. Again, your left arm can be towards the right inner thigh, or you can reach over and grab onto your ankle or your shin on your left leg, whatever feels good to you. Keep your hips grounded. Reach more through your side waist than the arm. That's it. Nice adjustments. And then stay in this lateral side bend. You're going to take your right arm and shoulder, lower it down, and then rotate a little bit towards the left. Stretch heart towards your big toe. That's it. So you're finding more space, creating more space, inviting the opportunity to be more present in this moment. Keep your hips grounded. Lift your torso up through to center. Move your shoulders. Inhale, left arm up. Keep your hips grounded. And then exhale up and over towards the right. How far you bend and reach is completely determined by your ability to keep your left hip down on the ground. Breathe into where you feel tightness. See if you can expand and allow the breath to stretch from the inside as you stretch from the outside. Make sure your feet stay active and your brain stays active, meaning that it's staying in this moment instead of storytelling off into something else. On your next exhale, bring your left shoulder down, rotate slightly towards your right. You can use your hands on the ground or on your leg, anywhere to give an assist for the spinal rotation. And then lengthen into the rotation. Inhale, come back up through center. Move your shoulders, bring the soles of your feet together into a butterfly pose. So this butterfly, you do not have to have your heels towards the inside of your groin. Just do whatever feels good in your own body. And then gently just shift your body weight from left to right. Feel this rocking sensation and take the energetic sensation of rocking and cradle yourself here in this rock. Take one more breath here. And as you release, we're going into some pranayama, some breath work. So whatever seated position feels good for you, please take that. Make sure you are sitting tall. And the pranayama or breath work will go right into a meditation. So when I stop giving guidance on the breath, you can either keep following that breath pattern and keep doing that, or just allow yourself to sit in a state of observation. So again, breath is in and out through your nose. We're going to do inhale for 4, pause at the top, and exhale for 6. So inhale, 4, pause, exhale, 6. If that time frame seems too long for you and you need to shorten it, please do so. Just make sure that your exhale is 2 counts longer than your inhale. And if it feels too long for you, sorry, I said that backwards. If it feels too long for you, shorten it. And if it feels too short for you, then you can lengthen your count. Just exhale is always 2 counts longer. Soften through your jaw. Lean into the energy of your back body for support. Empty your lungs, empty your breath. And we begin. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Pause. Exhale. You may continue in this breathing pattern or allow yourself to sit and observe for a few minutes. When you notice that your thoughts have wandered into a story, bring yourself back into this moment, back into this space and this place of right now. As you observe feelings and sensations in your body, label them as what they are and allow them to leave. If you feel yourself slouching down, find stability through your sits bones, lengthen your spine, your neck, soften your jaw, lean into your back body for support. Take a breath in here. As you close out your meditation, rub your hands on your thighs. Stay soft and gentle and lie down onto your back for Shavasana. Allow your big toes to fall apart from each other. Roll your shoulders back, really stretch out and lengthen, and then get heavy, melt into the mat. Place the intention of this final asana as being filled and cradled with love, as a gift to yourself, the physical body, your energetic and emotional bodies, your mental and spiritual self. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, sigh out through your mouth and melt here as you rest and as you restore for the next few minutes. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, start to move your fingers, your toes. Be gentle with waking yourself up. Bend your knees. And if it feels good to you, take your knees over to the left side. Keep your shoulders and your head down, just really opening again through the left side body or through the side body. Draw your navel in, bring your knees up to center, and then knees go over to the other side. And then allow your torso to roll onto the right side as well and curl yourself up into a small or tight ball, giving yourself a hug. It's really bringing your attention back in to this space and into yourself. Use your arms to press yourself up and come back into your Sukhasana, your easy sitting position. Take your hands either to prayer position or one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Reflect in this moment on the time that you have spent paying attention, bringing yourself back into a state of balance and love, of harmony within. Allowing yourself to be enfolded into this space of love, of grace, of community, and of connection. Infuse every cell, every particle with love, with gratitude. Share that love and gratitude with others that are here right now taking this class. With the space in which you're taking, with the electronic devices that allow us to take and be in different places. I give love and gratitude to you for taking the time to show up on your mat for yourself. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, thank you, thank you, thank you. One more time together, breathe in and exhale. I hope that whatever is in front of you after this, you feel more balanced, more connected, more part of instead of disconnected. Thank you for showing up.